Right, so we're going to start off sitting. We're going to do a little bit of just a few minutes of really taking a little time to see where we are. So I'd like you to think of your sit bones as being the base of a beautiful tree and send out imaginary roots into the ground, into the earth. And they're just connecting you and grounding you to the earth, to the world, to the universe. And close your eyes. And from that base, that strong, strong, strong base, and you can imagine yourself as being any kind of tree you want to be. Draw yourself up tall. And imagine that there's a gentle breeze blowing. And this breeze is strong enough to bring some gentle movement into the leaves and branches. So just moving your head very gently from side to side. So just taking very slow, gentle movements. Move from your rib cage, so sort of sliding your rib cage side to side, maybe a little bit of movement forwards and backwards. Gentle movement with your shoulders. So make it very slow. Don't go to the edge of any movement. You're staying well within your gentle comfort levels in the middle. So if you were imagining that your range of movement was a ruler from 1 to 12 centimeters, you're sort of around the 6 and the 5 and the 7 and the 8 and the 4, but no more than that. Just waking up slowly. And I know you're awake, but we're just waking up the body, just feeling where we are. And at the same time, focusing on your breath. So taking deep, slow breaths, but breathing in through your nostrils. And as you breathe in, still with that gentle movement going in, maybe pressing down on your right knee, your left, with your right hand. Oh no, it's going to be one of those days, isn't it? Pressing down on your left knee gently. So feeling that movement in your arms and in your legs, and breathing in through your nostrils, really deep, right down into your belly, and breathing out through your mouth. And with that out breath comes a little bit of a little bit of a sigh, a little bit of allowing yourself to slump forward. And with the in breath, again, drawing up, drawing tall, sending the crown of your head up. So lengthening through your neck as well. Almost lengthening through the sides of your head, sides of your neck. Just making everything tall and reaching up. And as you breathe out, just letting go. So moving and just, it's almost like a sort of wiggle. Just moving around, seeing how you are. And now keep that going and let your body just do what it needs to do without paying it any attention. And the same with your breath. Keep that lovely cycle of breath going. Keep your eyes closed. And think about how you feel. What are the emotions that come bubbling up to the surface? All the way from those roots right down into the ground, coming up through you, into your pelvis, into your solar plexus, that sort of that feeling in your gut, that feeling in your heart, maybe that feeling in your throat, maybe the feelings all in your head. So think about what the feelings are, and no judgment. If they are feelings that you would normally label as being unpleasant or negative, let them come. We're just seeing what's there, seeing what's in the cupboard at the moment. And noticing what those feelings are, the topmost ones that come up, and where they are. Where are you feeling them? Where in your body do you feel the feelings? And it could be in several places at once. And when you start thinking about it, you might find that you think that that feeling is in your throat. There's a tightness, there's a lump, but actually you've got that going on right down in your root chakra as well, in your sense of being and grounding. or maybe you're all right up in the crown of your head. So we're just noticing, and we're practicing noticing without the judgment piece, which is so hard. I know that's the hardest thing. But we need to get to that place where we can be who and what we are, when we are, and not be critical. There we go. Let's take a nice deep breath. So we've got those feelings, we've got that sense of where we are and what came up first. Maybe take a look at what's underneath that and start reaching for some gratitude and some appreciation that whatever feelings came up, there's so much more going on. So still with those lovely little movements, just waking up the fascia, moving the body, moving your joints a little, and do what feels right. You might feel that you're wanting to move parts of the body where you sense that your feelings are sitting, or maybe not. Okay, let's now acknowledge those feelings. Thank you for the feelings. If we are not feeling anything, we are not doing anything. We're not here really, we're not present. So they're all good. We need a full complement of feelings. Take your hands down to the floor, either side of you. Press your palms into the floor if you can. So pressing in, maybe you'll get some lift, depending on how long your arms are. I don't get any lift at all. But pressing into the floor with the palms of your hands and lifting your shoulders up tall. And then we're going to swoop the arms out to the side as we take an in-breath. So swoop out and up. In-breath all the way up. Oh, lovely. Now let's reach up, take an out-breath and an in-breath. Breathe as you wish and reach. So think about trying to get your fingertips up towards the ceiling. So let's go right fingertips first. Take a little bit of a stretch on the right. Make that right hand longer. Forget about what's going on the left side. Right from your right hip into the side of your body. And don't worry if you start to lean over a little. In fact, do lean over. Let's get a bit of a stretch there as well. So hands are parallel, arms are parallel. Try to keep your arms not touching your ears. A little bit of space there. And a bend over to the side. And this is one of those movements that we just don't really find in everyday life. So it's quite challenging. At least it is for me. Maybe it's not for you. But that's good. It's nice to be challenging ourselves. So reach, 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 reach. So all the focus on that right hand, right fingertips. And then come back up. Oh, that felt strong. Let's take a breath out and take the hands down. Take a nice slow, deep breath in and out. Next in breath, we're going to take the hands up again. There we go. Nice long body, long arms. And then we're going to do the same on the left. So let's get lots of length in both arms. And then we take the focus only to the left. So left sit bone, absolutely welded to the floor. Stick it down. And then left fingertips stretching up, 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 up. So you're just trying to touch a little bit of the sky. Not that it's very jolly sky to touch today. It's a bit grey and gloomy out there. But we're making our own light and warmth inside. So stretch, think about those ribs opening up. Think about lengthening through the side of the body. We need that strength in the sides of our bodies. And because we don't lead a life generally that we use those muscles that much, we tend to start feeling it in the lower back and in the belly, or noticing it, perhaps not feeling it, and then come back up to center. Deep breath in and then breathe out. Taking the arms down. Yes, so super important that everything around here is working, because it just is so important. It keeps everything where it's supposed to be. So we'll do a little bit of pelvic floor work today as well. So let's come from here into a little quick bit of balanced breath, because it's a really good way to start our practice. So Nadi Shodhana, Nadi being a river, which is the central channel in the body, and Shodhana is balancing. So first 2 fingers in, and you know this one. Relax your left hand, maybe palm upwards or down, whatever you want. And I'm assuming you're right-handed, but use whichever hand. So we're going to block the left nostril first. and still got that lovely height and length. And breathing in only through the nostrils, so the mouth stays closed throughout. And out. Switch to breathe out. Sorry, completely forgot that bit. Breathing in on the left now. And switch to breathe out. Breathing in for 4 and out for 6 if you can. And switch always to breathe out. I think you've done this enough times that you can carry on at your own pace. Think about lengthening the breath if you can. Shorter in-breath, longer out-breath, and we'll do 3 more rounds. One more after this round. A round meaning 2 breaths in, 2 breaths out. 1 full on each side. And bring yourself back to center, hands on your knees, close your eyes and just breathe in through your nostrils and see if you notice anything different or not. So hopefully here we are, nice and balanced, and let's start our practice. And speaking of balance, let's come into a balanced posture. Let's come up into tree. Let's carry that root analogy on. So rooting down now with the soles of your feet. First of all, we're going to warm up the ankles before we start into our tree. So we'll do that with some coming up onto toes. And you've got 3 different options with your arms. You've probably got many more than that, but I'll give you 3. So one is just keeping them by the side of your body, sides of your body even. One is as you come up, just raising your arms ahead and straight in front of you. This really helps keep the back nice and long and straight as well. And the third one is to come all the way up and reach up. So we get some length in the sides of the body as well. And then coming back down. So we'll do that with the breath. So as you come up, just whichever way you want to do this, it's all good. We're going to breathe in and hold and breathe out. Now lots of strength in those ankles. If you're feeling like your ankle, keep going, don't wait for me. But if you're feeling like your ankles are a bit wobbly or you need a little bit of support, then always just go and hold on to something. You can just be a couple of fingertips on and just have that support if you need it. So feet are together, keep going at your own pace. Whoa. And let's do 2 more. Can you get any higher when you go up onto your tiptoes? Reaching that top shelf. Well done. So last one, just take the hands up, but leave your ankles where they are. And your heels where they are, and then we'll fold forward. So send your hips back, right back, hands come forward and halfway. And then breathe in to come back up again. So a little bit of movement in here, breathing out to fold forward. In to come back. Now we're going to do 10 of these. So we've done 2 already. Breathe out, halfway, reach forward. Breathe in to come up. Breathe out to fold forward. I think this is number 5. Breathe in to come back up again. Really stick your bottom out, stick your hips out behind you. I've totally lost track now, but let's say that's 7. 8. Are you feeling this in the backs of your legs? If not, fold a little further forward. 9. Last one. If your shoulders are getting a little bit tired, that's all right. Send your fingertips further forward and higher up. And then circle your arms towards the back. So take your hands as far behind you as you can. Can't really see much from there. To open up the chest, lift your sternum forward. Slow movement. Bring your shoulder blades towards each other. Bring your hands as close together as you possibly can. And then allow your shoulders to round forward and fold forward. We're going to just curl forward. So sending your hands down the fronts of your legs, all the way down, 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 down. Coming into Uttanasana, easy forward bend. So here's a lovely chance to see where you are, see what's feeling like it's having a little complain, see what needs a stretch. Is it the backs of your legs? How are your hips? How are your shoulders? How's your digestion? How do you feel your metabolism is working at the moment? All those things as well, not just the nuts and bolts, the bones and the muscles, but the other stuff too. And then we're going to uncurl to come up, and then we're going to come into our tree. There we go. Let's start with the left. So left foot. And again, find a space that's going to work for you. If you think a bit wobbly today, find somewhere where you can grab hold of. And also, if you're on a flat surface, it's much easier. I've got carpet and mat, so that's extra challenging, but I fancy some extra challenge today. So just notice what you've got going on and whether you're making things easier or harder and what you need. So you are here or up here. I know you're very experienced, so choose which one you would like for today. One thing you do need to do is make sure that this knee is coming out to the side and almost trying to move the knee behind the midline, which you won't do, but what it will do is really engage that right glute and all of those muscles in there. And the other thing to notice is whether your hips are out of line. So mine are out of line here, so I'm going to try and send that right hip down and left hip up and not fall over at the same time. Then we're making that standing leg log, making the standing leg into a log. I like that. We want it to be absolutely rigid. So squeeze all the muscles. You should feel that as a solid surface for your foot to press in against. And then we're going to think about wobbling again. We're not thinking about wobbling. Think about lifting your sternum. So here's your breastbone right in here. So we want all of your chest to be lifting, your shoulders to be relaxed. And then what would you like to do with your hands? Why don't you choose? You can press in. You know what you can do with your hands. Take them out. You can do everything. You can do all of them. And the last thing you can do, if you fancy a challenge, of course, is to close your eyes. And I can't even do this with my eyes open, so I'm not going to do that. But go ahead if you feel like challenging yourself. And a step to closing your eyes is just to lower them completely, so you're almost just looking at your cheeks. Think about that. Lengthen the belly. Lengthen the sides that we got right at the beginning. So what are we doing in tree? Tree is incredibly relaxing for the mind because you have to focus on your body. It's very good for your legs. You have to be working them differently, doing different things. It's very good for your pelvic floor if you remember to use your time in tree to keep engaging and then disengaging and letting go. And remember to breathe. And let's send the hands up and round and down if you happen to have them up. And let's swap sides. but don't come out of tree just yet. Let's take, dear me. I need another cup of tea. Right, hold on to that toe or hold on to your foot, and let's take the foot out in front. And stretch out your leg, pull back with your right shoulder so they're not completely out of line. And here comes the challenge. Come back into it. If you come out, we'll wait for you. It's fine. Well done. So same hand, same leg. Right leg, right hand. There we go. And now the tricky bit. I'm going to let go, but keep the leg up. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah. Well done, left leg. Lots of hard work there. And now the right. So find your sole of the foot, making a lovely, as much contact as possible with the floor situation going on, and then think about your hips. Where do you want your knee? Where is the sole of your foot going to find its little space? Crikey, I thought I might just be wobbly on the left, but I seem to be just as wobbly on the right. So there we go. I'm blaming it on jet lag. This whole waking up at 4 in the morning business is a nonsense. I can't figure out which of my 3 issues it might be related to. But anyway, a combination of everything. So don't look at me because you'll fall over, and find a nice little spot on the floor or something that is a nice fixed space and not wibbling around like a jelly. And good luck with your balancing. Hope you're having a better balance day than me. So nice strong leg. Taking that left knee out now. So we're getting a bit of opening up in the hip. We will come into Baddha Konasana later, so we will open up the hips even more. And then whatever it is you would like to do with your hands. I think I'm going to take them out this time because I clearly need the balance. So making sure that your chest is open, heart center is open, and keeping your heart center open enough to allow all that good stuff to come in, whilst of course still protecting yourself. Well done. And you know, we just have wobbly days. And not just in tree, and it's all good. So we're going to come out of tree and we're going to grab that leg again. Not the same leg, different leg, but same asana. So let's find the foot, do a yoga hold if that's what works for you, and then send it out. Don't know about you, but I've got creaky old hamstrings today. This is great. So holding, and then we're going to release, and then we're going to have that power leg situation. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Well done. Take the legs wide. Let's come into Prasarita Padadasana to have a nice rest. So pop your hands on your hips, and then use your hands to just tilt your body forward as you breathe out. Letting the crown of your head come down towards the mat. Let's use this as a little bit of a start of our inversions. So take your right hand to your right ankle or right calf, your left hand to your left ankle or calf or foot, and allow your body to just relax here. Completely folding forward, but not with any pressure. Lift your kneecaps up towards your hips. Keep a little bit of a bend in your knee. Pop your belly in towards your spine, but very gently. We're not squeezing all the muscles of the torso here. We're just keeping a gentle engagement. See if you can relax your shoulders. Relax your neck, relax your jaw. Take a deep breath. And then bring your hands to the mat in front of you. You might have to turn yourself sideways. From here, come into downward facing dog. So we're stepping the feet in towards each other, stepping the hands out, and lifting up from your wrists. Can you try and imagine that someone is standing behind you and gently holding on to maybe a yoga band, or if it's someone that you feel comfortable with, they're just holding a hand just gently around each hip and drawing you backwards, so pulling your hips backwards towards them, helping you to get into the right posture. That helps you draw away from your wrists. It helps you keep your shoulders broad, and it helps you tilt your sit bones up towards the ceiling, which lengthens through the backs of your legs. So we stretch out the hamstrings, we stretch out the Achilles, we get a lovely stretch all the way from your heels to your hips. And then from your fingertips, so pressing your fingertips slightly down into the mat as well. If they're not engaged, engage them now. All the way up to your sit bones. And again, with your belly and your torso, just gently being aware of those muscles and drawing them in just a little bit. Relax your head and neck and face. Close your eyes. Breathe. So breathing right down into your sit bones. And breathing out, exhaling fully. So that's quite a little while sitting in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're going to come to a little bit of a change in our posture now. So look forward to your hands, or the space between your hands. Tilt yourself towards your hands and bring your knees down towards the mat. But don't bring your knees to the mat, just towards the mat. So we're almost in cat-cow, but we're not, because our knees are free knees. And lift away from your wrists again. Take your shoulders broad. When we're holding, pull in your belly towards your spine. And then let's take the knees down. So take your knees to the mat, release your feet. And here we are in our nice tabletop position for a little bit of cat and cow. So let's take the belly down to the mat, take your head up, take your hips up. So you're a little bowl, your back is a bowl, and then we're going to turn into a hill. So breathing out and breathing in. So I know you know what you're doing. Go at your own pace. And let's do 5, but let's make them as strong and as deep as possible. So really pause at the ends. When you get into the position of cat or cow, hold that position there and think, have I got any more room to move here? Can I lift my shoulders a little higher? Can I take my belly button closer to the mat? Think about what you're doing and think about how you can really deepen this posture and where you're feeling. Also, always honor how you're feeling and what is going on for you in your body. You might have an injury, you might have a bit of your body that you just slept on funny and doesn't feel very funny. So honoring where you are and then really going for it, pushing in. It's a gentle pose. And we can make it very strong. And it's a really good posture for digestion. We're going to come to Balasana after this, so come and really go for it. Move as much as you possibly can. Don't forget to bring your breath into it as well. We breathe out as we take the belly up, and we breathe in as we take the belly down. I have no idea how many you've done, so let's make this the last one. Make it really count. Be powerful. Oh, that's lovely. Take your feet together, send your hips back, and let's reach out and stretch out in Balasana. Or pose of humility, child pose. Take your heels a little away from each other. Bring your big toes towards each other. Take your hips to your heels if you can. And your forearms on the mat if that's possible. Stretch your fingers out and try and completely relax. Let go of everything, sink into the mat. You have a lovely compression in the belly, in all of your intestines, nice bit of squishing going on. That's great, helps with peristalsis, helps move things around. And then let's do a little bit more stronger movement. A few last bits of activity before we come into our relaxation. So sending the hands forward. Let's come into a plank. So with plank, try and think about getting a straight line from the back of your head, your neck, your upper back, mid-back, your bum, and your thighs and calves, all the way to your heels. And let's rock forward, a little bit of work on the wrists, and rock backwards to ankles. Wrists to ankles. Think about keeping your belly and the sides of your body engaged here, rocking gently backwards and forwards. If this isn't great for you, come on to a low plank. And then we're going to come into Ashtanga Namaskar. So knees to the mat, bend your elbows, take your chin and your chest to the mat. So your bum stays up in the air, lots of work on the arms, and then we swoop forward, take your belly down to the mat. From here, we're going to come into Shalabhasana. Set yourself up, sending your hands out in front of you, feet flat to the floor, the tops of the feet. And you might as well keep your head and neck off the mat. So you're looking forward to your hands. And you're looking forward to locust, hopefully. So lifting your arms and hands off the floor, or hands and arms, and your legs at the same time. So think about really engaging across your back, your shoulders, the sides of your body, and your belly as well. So lift, lift, lift. Squeeze your glutes. Now, can you get another couple of millimeters? Can you lift your hands a little higher? Can you lift your feet a little higher? Squeeze. Think about all those muscles in your back working, all of them that don't do that much other than the sort of everyday walking and sitting. And come back down. Let's come into Makara for a rest. So crossing over your forearms, forehead, finding that pillow and breathe. So we are going to come into Shalabhasana one more time, and then we're going to stay on our fronts and come into bow. So let's wake up the back again, send the hands out front, feet out behind, hands and arms off the mat. And it's not just up and off, it's also bringing the shoulders back. So reach your hands forward and then bring your shoulders back in line with your neck. Yeah, so you should see quite a lot of movement there, reaching forward and then bringing them back. And then let's take the legs off as well. So squeeze your glutes, try and bring your feet towards each other. They won't probably touch, but it's that engaging the inner thighs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Breathe. Come on, we can do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Come back down. Other side for Makara. Other side, I mean, Whichever arm was on top, send it to the bottom. And breathe. Well done. Well done. Good job. And now we're going to come into our bow. Now, if bow is something that's good for you, go ahead. Dhanurasana. If it's something that's tricky, then one side at a time. So find that foot, open up across the shoulder, across the chest, and then obviously we're lengthening along the whole of that left side of the body, and we want to come into lifting up. So using this right arm to hold yourself up, lift. And hopefully feel that you're working the sides of your body. So that's the left. Let's come on to the right. So same thing. Arm just comes across the front. Hold on to your right foot with your right hand, or left if you've already done the right, and then lifting. Now, if that is feeling very strong in your shoulders, do a lot more work in your legs. So engage the leg and take a little bit of that pull out of your shoulders. And then come back down. If that was good, carry on and do another round. If you want to move on from there a little bit, then let's go for both at once. And only do this if you are comfortable that your shoulders are good, in a good situation at the moment. Now lift up. So sending the feet up and holding on nice and tight. So coming into Dhanurasana. If you're doing one side and then the other, now is the time to switch. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. Keep hold of your feet. If you've done one side and then the other, grab hold of each foot. Take your forehead to the mat. And then gently pull your heels down towards your hips. And release. Push yourself up into Balasana again. So we've done a little bit of stretching out the front of the body. And now we're going to do the same for the back of the body. So come up to kneeling. Bring yourself into Dandasana. Dandasana is staff pose. Staff, not as in, I'm very sad I don't have any staff, but staff as in nice sturdy stick. So make sure that you have a nice connection between your sit bones and the mat. Heels pushing away from you, toes drawing back towards you. So that engages the legs. You want all of the muscles in your legs to be awake and contracting or releasing, whichever action it is that they're doing in this position. And from here, lift your chin, lift your neck and your head, and relax your shoulders. How long do you think you could sit like this? Not long, I don't think. Speaking for myself. It's a lot of work. Amazing. So a couple of nice, lovely, deep, slow breaths. Because we're going to come from here into Paschimottanasana. So we're going to be stretching out the whole of the back of the body. So inhaling the arms up. And folding forward. Go find your toes or your feet or your ankles. Wherever you get to is great. So with each in-breath, we lengthen through the spine. And with each out-breath, we allow ourselves to just gently relax and fold and move forward. Let's keep our Paschimottanasana nice and dynamic. So breathing into the posture. And let's make our breaths breathing in through the nostrils for 4 and breathing out through the mouth for 6. And be as noisy as you like. Be noisy. As if your toes are candles and you're trying to blow out the flames. And notice your feet. Try and keep them even. So if you've got the heels touching and the toes touching, stretching all your toes out. And well done. Inhaling to come up to sitting. So we're going to take the right leg and right foot. So grab hold of your right foot with the right hand and bring your foot up towards you, right up into your body. And then let's take as much of the foot in your arm as you can. And then the right arm comes around and we cradle the outside. So we're pulling that right thigh up to your torso as much as you can. So try to get a connection between your thigh and your chest and your abdomen. So sitting up straight as well if you can. And really noticing where you're feeling that in your hip. And let's just rock from side to side. So if you're rocking a baby, try and not round in your lower back. So sending some strength there. Strength is probably the right word. To lift your shoulders. So we're using the arms to really lift and hug that leg in. And a bit of a wiggle. So we're going to be really well set up for Baddha Konasana when we come into Baddha Konasana next. So let's take the right leg out and back. We're done with you. Left leg's chance to have a little bit of a cuddle. So bring it in, wrap your arm around if you can. And then we're bringing the left arm around as well. Again, try not to curl around too much. That's the temptation here, is to just sort of hunch the shoulders and squeeze the body into the leg rather than squeezing the leg into the body. And don't worry if you don't have a lot of connection there. It will come, and it all depends on our different proportions. So for some it'll be easy and for others it won't be. So a little bit of a wiggle from side to side, just encouraging a little bit more movement, a little bit of lubrication in that hip joint. And always, 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 if there's something that isn't comfortable, then you ease off. You can do the same movement, the same posture, but just taking the leg a little bit further away. Okay, so whatever works for you, don't push into pain. Discomfort is one thing, pain is not nice or necessary. Well, yeah, you all know pain is not nice. State the obvious, Kate. So bring the heels in. Let's come into a lovely Baddha Konasana. And if you want to stretch a little bit more, you know what to do. Pull yourself forward and leaning forward. And again, you can pulse, and not pulse as in keep fit where you're going really fast, but just gently ebbing and flowing. Maybe ebb and flow is a nicer way of putting it than pulse. So we're pushing into the muscles and then we're easing off. And all the while taking our breath into those hips and letting them relax and letting them just stretch. Lovely. So we're going to come into a balanced posture from here. I'm going to turn sideways. You can stay where you are. So we have a yoga hold for the toes, or you hold on either side, just around your foot. Okay, so whichever works for you. For some people, holding onto their toes, they feel like they're going to yank their toes off. So do whatever feels comfortable, and feel free to start one and then go into the other. So keeping your left leg down, let's take the right leg out. Now we've already warmed up for this beautifully when we were standing up and also in Baddha Konasana, but I want you to find your balance here. Okay, so one leg's out, and then guess what next? The other one, of course. So this is why I turned around. Long back, long back, and think about that length all the way from the crown of your head, down your neck, in your upper back, because what happens here is that arms and legs want to really round and pull the back. So try and take your shoulders back into their sockets if you can. Well done. Great balance. And you can have a little bit of a play. You can stay balanced. Bring the right leg in, not to the ground, just bending that knee. And then as you move that leg out, bring the left leg in. This helps challenge some core muscles that might be having a little bit of a sleep. So nice, gentle movement around, and do what you feel like doing. Keep that movement going because your core has to really switch on here. And think about engaging your belly as well, and the sides of your body. Keep that length. Don't allow your legs to drag your shoulders round. And then let's bring the legs together. Super challenge. Well done. Let's bend the knees, but not take the feet to the mat. So bend, 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 bend. Release. And here we are. We're all ready for a boat. So let's have nice straight legs if you can. Straight back, straight arms. See how you go and adapt to suit you. Okay, now we're going to keep the left leg where it is, right leg down. And right leg back up, left leg down. One more time. Come on, right leg down. And we're almost done today. And left leg down. Bring those knees in and give yourself a hug. Take your head to your knees. Still keeping that balance going. Well done. And from here, we're going to come to lying down on our mats. So take yourself down to your mat, however you wish. And let's lie on our backs. Bring your knees into your chest. And wrap your arms around. Give yourself a hug and a bit of a rock from side to side. Take your arms out in a nice T. So feel as if you're trying to get as much contact between your shoulders and your upper back and the mat as possible. How much contact can you get between your spine and the mat? Think about easing in, letting go, relaxing into your mat. At the same time, keeping some engagement in your hands and pressing the palms of your hands very gently down into the floor. So let's take your left leg over your right. We're crossing the legs at the knee. And then we're going to keep the left shoulder pinned to the mat, take the legs over to the right. If that is too strong a twist, because we haven't done any twists today, then just uncross your legs. And of course, once your legs are over, and you're comfortable there, bring your gaze over to the right. If there are any bits of you that are holding on and that you can let go, maybe your right shoulder, maybe some of the muscles in your legs, maybe your jaw or neck, let go. And again, breathing in through your nostrils and out through slightly pursed lips. Sometimes helps let go of any tension in the muscles that you're holding on to. And then you're going to untwist and come over to the other side. So go at your own pace. You know what to do. Folding back into the center, changing that cross, pressing your hands into the mat, and then coming over to the opposite side. Go slow enough that your shoulder can slide across the mat, but doesn't lift off. Okay, you've got quite a lot of holding on going on, so try now to let go. You can let go of that pressure and pressing into the palms of your hands. You can let go of any tension in your jaw or face. And check your shoulders as well. And let them just relax and let go. Keep that breath going, nice and slow and steady and easy. And then coming back to center, first with your head and then with the legs. And bring them in, wrap your arms around, and a little bit of a rock from side to side often feels quite nice here. Have a go and see. And then bringing your feet down, flat to the mat. Come into Shavasana. So find your perfect posture to relax in for today. Make space between your arms and your body. Space between your legs. Allow your feet to flop wherever they want to flop, in or out. Lengthen through your legs. Make your legs long. Send your feet away from you. Send the heel away on the right and on the left. And let's do the same with our arms. So take your arm as long as you can. Make your arm as long as you can. Take your hand as far away as you can. And stretch out your fingers gently. So not a really big stressful stretch, but just a nice widening, broadening, making enough space for you. Feeling where your body is in contact with the ground, with the mat, with the floor, wherever you're lying. Noticing your surroundings, but then bringing your attention into yourself, into your space, into your breath. So noticing your breath might mean counting the breath, might mean just keeping that control and that sense of a longer out breath than your in breath. You decide what works for you. Maybe you'll be led by what is just happening, or maybe you'll make a decision and decide how you want to breathe. Try to use the whole of your torso for each breath. Try to notice your belly rise and fall. See if you can take that breath into the sides of your body when you breathe in, and into your back and up under your collarbones, into your throat, and of course into your chest. And imagine that every breath you take into your body is just full of energy and light and warmth and power and peace. And as you breathe out, that nice warm breath, send with it anything that you can let go of, anything that you no longer need. Keep your awareness in your body. Then relax your feet, relax your ankles, relax your calves, relax your knees, relax your thighs, relax your hips, relax the whole of your pelvis, relax your belly, relax your spine, relax your chest, and relax your hands, relax your wrists, relax your forearms, relax your elbows, relax your upper arms, and relax the whole of the top of your body. Relax your throat and relax your neck. Relax your beautiful face. Allow your face to feel gently at peace. Relax the whole of your scalp. Relax the whole of your body. Take a nice deep, slow, gentle breath in, full of light and warmth and energy. And as you breathe out, letting go of anything you need to let go of, and gently bringing yourself with your eyes closed over to your right side. And take a moment here to feel that space that you've created in all the little tiny parts of your body that maybe haven't moved, haven't stretched, and just in that particular way. Think about all of the processes that are slightly more efficient, digestion, detoxification, all the things that are happening all the time. And you've just given them an extra bit of love, an extra bit of care, and a bit of a nudge into being the best that they can possibly be for you. So you can be the best you can possibly be for you. And still, with your eyes closed, gently coming up to sitting. Bringing your hands to heart center. So pressing your right into your left into your right. Just feeling that loving connection with yourself. That's what this asana is. It's connecting you with yourself. Giving yourself that energy, feeling that circle of energy spinning around through your chest, through your arm, into your palms, up around the other arm, and then around the other way. And then taking in a nice, lovely, deep breath. And as you exhale, Dropping your forehead down towards your hands, dropping your chin towards your chest, just noticing that lovely stretch all the way across the back of your neck, into your shoulders. And as you breathe in, opening your eyes, gazing at your fingertips, and feeling hopefully a deep sense of gratitude for all that you are, all that you've done, all that you can do, all that you will do. Gently coming back up, noticing your surroundings, noticing that lovely space that you're in, that you've created for yourself physically, virtually, metaphorically, in every way. And thank you very much for joining me for your yoga session. Okay, I'm trying to pause this thing.